All right, so here we are in the outskirts of the grow room, and we just discussed what to do with seeds, how to germinate them, and then how to transplant those freshly cracked seeds into a root riot medium for transplanting later into soil or into your hydroponic system. But the most crucial step is actually getting those seedlings to blossom. One of the things you're going to need most definitely is a heat mat. This particular one is by Hydrofarm, and out of the box it's okay, but don't expect to get just the heat mat and have it work for you. One of the issues that you'll find with these mats is that they tend to heat quite a bit. In this particular mat here, I think it raised the temperature by 10 degrees by default, and that was way too hot. I was getting temperatures in the summertime upwards of mid to upper 80s and sometimes in the 90s, and I was having to constantly move the seedlings off, and that's destructive. So what I recommend with this is that you buy the kit, or separately the Hydrofarm temperature controller that's specifically made for this mat. It'll work with other mats as well, and basically it's got settings on here. You can adjust the temperature up or down, and it's got a temperature probe that you can use in your dome, or you can lay it between the mat and the bottom of the dome. However, I usually go into the dome because I find that there's a discrepancy between the plastic and everything. But that's my method. You can do it however you choose. So basically what you'll do, so I'll show you two products here at once. You'll take your heat mat plug, all right, and it plugs in the bottom of this. So you'll just go ahead and plug it right in. Now you'll take your plug for your temperature set controller and plug it into the wall. You'll see it fires up, and don't know if you can read that, but it's saying it's 64.7 in here, which is about accurate because we're in the basement. All right. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I'll press and hold the set button, and it's set for 68. So I'm going to bump that up to, let's say, 75, and then I'll hit the set button. So what that's going to do is it's going to start heating. So the red light has started showing that it's heating. We're in Fahrenheit. You can switch it over to Celsius if you need to. It's powered up, and it's going to start heating the mat. So it's activated the mat. Once the mat reaches the 75 degrees, according to the little probe, it's going to shut off. Now, I'm going to put the probe in my dome so I know what the ambient temperature for the air inside the dome is, instead of using it to determine what the temperature of the mat is. Because, again, I've got 65 degree air circulating in this entire room. I want the ambient temperature in the dome to be 75 before this shuts off. And that's going to be fine for my purpose, because in my dome, my seedlings are in a 2 to 3 inch plastic container. So the root riot cubes are not actually on the bottom of the plastic in the tray. They're up. So I have a buffer zone here, so the roots will never actually reach that temperature that the mat is, which to heat this up to 75 degrees, this is probably going to be 85, 90 degrees. So the roots will never be at that extreme temperature. All right, so basically this is going to create like a little humidity tent and help keep the cubes moist, which is a must. Once those little seedlings start to pop out, you can start, manipulating different ways, however you see fit. Now I'm going to let this sit in the dark for about 24 to 48 hours. Then I'm going to apply a lamp directly over this. And all that's in here is a little fluorescent bulb. Okay, that's 14 watts. And that'll be enough to get them to start to open up a little bit more for transplant. All right, so hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next phase.